guys, welcome to my channel. I thought I'd bring you a little update for what we've been doing here at 112th Street. As you know, my name is Shannon. I've got a couple of works in progress that I've got ready to show you. Some I have been in progress for a couple of years, so I am making it priority and trying to figure out a way to make sure that those get done this year. I have some yarn hauls, a couple of finished projects, some books that I have been reading and or am working out of, and a community project that I've been working on through one of my, as a fundraiser for one of the organizations that I volunteer for. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so my first project that I wanted to share with you was some of my finished projects. So I don't have a lot of them right now because I give them away as gifts usually when I'm doing certain projects. But I came across a project for my daughter. She's very into nature and she likes to hunt for morels, mushrooms. So I made her a mushroom tote bag, and I made them in these colors. So I made her a bucket hat to go with it. The first bucket hat kind of turned out a little bit big, so I downsized it, and I made her one too. But so you can tell this one's a little big, but it'll work. This one will be mine. And then I made a couple of others. It was just such a fun project. I can link it. It's a free project on YouTube. I can link it for you if you're interested. Super cute. And I've already worn this one like to Costco a couple of times because when it's raining, of course the rain gets on my glasses, but it's just a great little hat. Keeps you dry and it's lightweight. And then I have a black and white one. My daughter requested a black and white one, so those are some of the finished projects I have done for last month. We've been down and out. Last May 4th, I came down with COVID, so we've been fighting and trying to make sure nobody gets COVID here, but again, alas, it strikes one more time. My daughter and grandson that live with me, he's 9 months old and she's 21, and when the shots came out, she chose not to get the shots, and they came down with COVID last 2 days ago. So we're back to being isolated. But life is what it is. So all we can do is just make sure that we stay protected. So I guess I'll have a little bit of time to make a few videos. Okay, so my projects I've been working on, the one that I was talking about, let me set this stuff aside so I can get to it, is one that I started a couple of years ago for my husband. We fell in love with it, but I didn't realize it was going to be so big and that it would take so long. It was the Native American Afghan. It's interlocking crochet, and it's very intricate. You got to count every single stitch. That's a little bit of the pattern. So each one of those represents a set of stitches. Okay, and there's many sections to it. So I'm down to the last two. I am halfway done with one, and then I have one full one left to do. And I'll show you what I meant by the sections. So this is the blanket. So this is the butterfly. And this was the Twin Rivers. I believe it was Twin Rivers. And then this is the eagle. Let's see if I can get it on there. The eagle. And this is running water, or running river. And now I am at the wolf. You can just see the bottom half of the wolf coming together there. And then above that, there's one more section. Each one of these, like I said, it's queen size. And I don't know if you've ever worked with interlocking crochet, but what it is each one is like filet crochet, but they're interlocked to each other. So they don't come apart. They get woven in, and that's what creates a pattern. So some are left behind, pushed front and forward in these two colors. And then there's the back. Okay, the front and the back. So the reason this is taking so long is that one stretch across the top, let's get it all over here, is large enough for a queen size bed. And it takes a half an hour for one row. So one row is actually 2 rows because you're crocheting first in one color all the way down, and then you come back and you crochet and interlock the next color to create the pattern. So this has been taking quite a while. I'm gonna get it done before the end of the year this year. In fact, I'm kind of thinking about doing a schedule and leaving it out. What happens is it starts to get warm in the summer, so I set it aside and then I forget about it. And then I bring it back out, and then it's just so tedious and so big. It takes up a lot of room. So to leave it out with company, the dog, the babies, everybody coming around, it's kind of a difficult one. So I'm kind of thinking about setting aside specific times during the day, which I've never really done for my crochet, to finish up my works that are in progress on my webs. So anyways, that's one of them. Looking forward to getting that one done. What do you think? Have you ever done interlock crochet? If you have, let me know. Let me see your patterns. It's a beautiful but time consuming. You know, when I started this, I thought it would be really beautiful to do this as a tapestry, like in a crochet thread, a 10 crochet thread, and maybe different colors, and just make it like a wall hanging. That would be super cute if I ever get this one done. Okay, these are the colors that my husband chose. He loves them. It's in I Love This Yarn. So this one is graphite. So that is the accent color. And then the main color is, no, this is the graphite. I love this yarn in graphite. It's a size 4. And this one is Graybeard. It's Graybeard. Okay. So that's one work in progress that I've been working on. Super excited to get that one done. My other whip that I have going on is, I think I've mentioned it or even shown you guys a little clip of it, me working on it. It's from this book. It's called Hello Hexie. And I actually took this on loan from the library. It's a fantastic book. I've never really worked with hexagons before, but I seen this on a fellow YouTuber's page. It was Lulu Loves Crochet. Okay, actually a few of these things came from her recommendation, and she had this book out and she was showing it, so I stopped. I checked at the library to see if they had it, and they did. So again, it's Hello Hexie, and the project that I'm working on is her linen lace top. So there's the top there. Super cute, different color. I had yarn left over from a jacket that or a sweatshirt that I had done, and it was the DK Soft and Sleek yarn bee. So I had two skeins of those. One was partially used, not very much of it was out of it, but partially, and I wasn't sure. It was just like this. This is a different color. So I wasn't sure if that was going to be quite enough, but I did have another skein of one that I'd found on clearance for like 47 cents, and it was a full skein, but it was a darker green. So let me show you the project, how it's going. So here it is, but do you see that darker green? I did run out of this color, so I decided to do a few patches and the edge in that darker green to kind of throw it all together. So the sleeve is fantastic. I got one sleeve done, and that's what it's going to look like. So from the shoulder, let's get the shoulder here, to the sleeve. Super cute. The only thing that I'm concerned about is that for me, it might be a little short. I'm thinking a little bit short, but I won't judge it until after I'll steam press it. This side will go over. Like I said, I don't have this done yet. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 left to put on. And then there's a small trim around the neck. And I'm thinking that if it's too short, of course, this is all that I have left out of my yarn. So I don't know how much more I'm going to be able to get out of it. So it's not a whole bunch, but I'm thinking I might be able to get an inch, maybe an extra inch, and I'm going to do it in with that last row. These are treble crochets. I'll do it in the treble crochet along the bottom and hopefully get an inch, maybe 2 rows of it. And that'll give me an extra inch if I end up needing to. So again, next week I'll show you the progress and where I'm at on that. But I just had the yarn on hand and I love it. I really think that pop of color, because I have one on each shoulder, there'll be one on each shoulder and then some down on the trim. So let me know what you think of that. Again, this was basically a free project because I had the leftover yarn and the book I got at the library. Again, hello Hexie. And this was on recommendation from Lulu Loves Crochet. Okay, so there's that one. And then the other whip that I have, well, I showed you the 2. The other whip that I have is a community project that I'm doing with my, it's with a group that I crochet for, a charity that I crochet for. We crochet hand crochet dolls in the image of sick and handicapped children, whether it be a G-tube, maybe they have to wear boots and bars and they need a little mini me that have the same afflictions as them. Whether they're going through cancer treatment, they've lost their hair and they have to wear wigs, so we'll make the doll bald and then have a wig that they can put on. Or if they have a prosthetic leg, we can attach, make that prosthetic leg so that dolls are actually made in the image of them. So I think it's every October we do a fundraiser. All of us that volunteer and others in the community make items and then they auction them off on the bidding owl. So I got with a group of my fellow crafters, doll makers, and they're sending me squares. And I don't know if you've seen it, but there's it's called a community cardigan, and it's on many YouTubes. I might link the one that inspired me down below. And so they've started sending me squares, so I'm super excited about it. I could show you some of them, but I think I'm going to save it for another, because I don't have them all. I think I'll save it for another episode. So far, I think I have about 39 squares, and there's more coming in. So I'm going to save that for a different video, but that's going to be fun. Let me know if you'll be interested in seeing all those squares and how that turns out, okay? And then if you wanted any more information on the Feel Better Friends project, it's feelbetterfriends.org, and we are always looking for children to make these dolls for. Any of the groups can apply. All you have to do is go online, like I said, to feelbetterfriends.org and apply. You don't have to be part of any groups. If you just have a child, maybe they just need a little emotional support. Maybe they have a scar that they're really struggling with, whether it be facial or just something that's happened to them. You go there, apply, and then you'll be assigned a doll maker. You'll send an image of the child, and then that doll maker will crochet the doll and make it in that image. So they'll have the same color eyes, same color hair, and any facial features. Like if they have a dimple, we'll try to mimic as much as possible, as much as you can with a crocheted doll, to have the same similarities. So it'd basically be a mini-me. So again, feelbetterfriends.org, and anybody can apply. Everybody's eligible. If you're part of a community that you feel this might help, go on, get their information, and then share it on your page. There's all kinds of children that we can help out there. Again. Okay, so to move on, so that'll be a different one. So my next projects, somebody in one of my groups posted that this summertime granny square crochet along. And I was like, oh, that looks kind of cute. I had no intention of doing a crochet along. I don't have the time. I still work full time and I'm trying to put this together. But somehow my finger slipped and I ended up purchasing it. So what it is every 2 weeks or every week, the designer posts a new crochet square. So there'll be, I think she said, let's see if it says in here how many actual squares there will be. You know what? It does not tell me how many squares I'm going to get, but I've already got several. And what it is you just kind of go along, and whichever ones you're interested in are the ones that you make. So if you wanted to make something that's got a nautical theme, she's got the nautical. There's a lifesaver, there's an anchor, I believe there's a crab, there's fish. And again, these are just squares that she's designed in the themes that of summertime. So here's some with sunglasses, the sun, and it's all done in a smaller DK weight. I've never been one to really do a lot of projects in DK weight, but I'm sure liking it. I don't know what it is, but all of a sudden I'm really liking using the DK weight yarns. I've always been an acrylic number 4, probably because I've never really had time to crochet and I was always making gifts. And this time I've been doing some simple projects for myself. Like this is going to be for me. This sweater is for me and it's in the DK weight. So I guess I'm splurging on myself. So that's one of my future projects. Another one is a knitted top, and it's from another recommendation from Lulu Crochets. I think she's a librarian, so she's always got the book recommendations. But this was a book that she suggested. It's Sustainable Knitting. It's a beautiful book. I do very simple knitting. I can knit, purl, increase, decrease. I can read a pattern, and I can figure it out. So it's not that I don't like to knit. I just crochet so much easier for me. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to show you the top that I'm going to do. It's just a simple black and white top. Let's see, the projects are back this way. And it's just a rectangular top. But again, it's not something that I've ever done. I've done a few crochet tops. Love them. But sometimes knit and crochet are so different. I think that knit lays better. Or I did think that knit laid better in clothing wise. But you know, this, I'm really loving it. I'm loving the way it's laying. So I think you just have to have the right pattern and the right size yarn. So again, so that's my next project. Again, so that's another future one. So I've got a crochet along that's going to be happening. And then I have sustainable knitting, a knit top that I'm working on. What other whip do I have? So those ones are future. I showed you the ones that I have in progress. To talk a little bit about my Weight Watchers, I'm also going to share Weight Watcher recipes on this channel. I've got one up right now, which is a very, very parfait. You can make it anywhere from 0 to 3 points, depending on your personal points and what you've chosen for your free foods. Everybody's different, so all the recipes will be different. So right now I am at a 15-pound loss from this time that I've joined. Every time that I join Weight Watchers, I lose a large portion of my weight. And then for some reason, life gets hard and then I end up going back. So it's a constant struggle for me. So I thought maybe if I added it to the channel, it might hold me a little bit more accountable. I did just receive in the mail, I received some of my little rewards for this time around. I've got one that's a 5-pound and one that's a 10-pound milestone. So the first one is they send you the keychain and your first charm. And then I've just gotten the second one. Okay. So if you're interested in that, I'm going to make sure that all of my interests are in their own categories. So if you're not interested in Weight Watchers, you don't have to watch the Weight Watcher ones. If you only like knitting, you know, I'm going to separate those and they'll be in their own category. I have a lot of different interests. That's why I've named the blog Shannon at 112th Street, because we do a lot of things here and I don't want to be just boxed into one certain thing, but I'll just make categories for everybody. Okay, so on to a read. I got this book, again, library, and again, Lulu Loves Crochet is the one that suggested it, and it's called The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I ordered this book from the library while I was sick with COVID, and I finished it probably 4 days. It was enjoyable. There wasn't a lot of goriness in it. No big sex scenes or anything, which I just can't read those. And too much gory would make me dream it. So this was just a really nice, interesting story. It starts like in the 1700s, and it ends up in 1984, I think it was. So I recommend it. Let me see, what else do I have? This. I have some yarn that I picked up for that crochet along. And then I picked up some colors. I do believe that the top is in a number 4 weight. It's a number 4 weight. So I did hear that if you put 2 of these DK weights together, it would be a number 4. So that's what I've got right now. I've got the brown the white and the black, but I haven't decided. I picked up a pink. I think I might like pink and black together, might be the top, or maybe even pink and white. So I haven't decided on that one yet. It's a good thing it's future. So I did pick up some of those. And then for my crochet along, I was thinking, oh my gosh, because I don't have any DK weight yarn in my stash. Most of it's number 4 acrylic. So when I went to the store, I was looking at all these skeins of yarn, you know. This is $4.99, $5.99, $7.49. And I'm thinking, geez, I just need little bits of it. And I was looking around and I was surprised to find this. Now, you guys probably already know about it, but I didn't. So they're called Yarn Bee Sweet Minis. And there's 3 different colors in each one. So instead of having to buy a huge skein of one color, I was able to get 3 colors in one. So of course, you know, I had to buy them all. So I've got this one, and this one is called Mint and Strawberries. It's got a nice sheen to it. It's a DK weight. Yeah, number 3 DK weight. Mint and Strawberry. And this one is Parakeet Parade. Look at those colors. Aren't those cute? So of course, each one of the squares that are in the crochet along are surrounded by white or a neutral. I think I'd probably do an Aran color. Very Christmassy, but there's still great colors. Oh, that was, I love Christmas. And this one is Catching Sapphire. It's good. Kind of a blue-gray, a blue, and a dark blue. Catching Sapphire. And then this one is Roses and Clouds. Look at how pretty that collection is. But again, all those are going to look great together. Surrounded by a neutral, a large neutral. So again, I got all 5 of these with 3, 6, 9, 15 different colors. Oh, maybe I've only got 14. Those 2 look similar. Ooh, they are. So these 2 are the same color. Okay, so that's all I have from that one. It was all just a Hobby Lobby buy. One thing that I am going to do is I'm going to go to Joann's. For my birthday, my husband bought me some gift cards from Joann's and Hobby Lobby. So at Joann's, they have a I like to steam block all my stuff, and they have my steam iron broke, but they have a handheld one, and it's got a nice fit, and it shoots steam out, so I'll be able to just go over the top of it. I'm going to pick that up, and I'll do a review on that for you guys. If there's anything else that you guys would like me to review or that you'd like to see on my channel, let me know. I think the last thing that I wanted to mention is that I am also going to be starting a curly hair journey. I usually wear my hair very straight, and I have an undercut. So all of this is undercut underneath, so it's usually shaved. But I haven't been able to get into the salon due to COVID. The fact that we have COVID around us, not because you can't go out, but because we have so much COVID around us in our family that I haven't been able to get out, and then I've got some mandatory overtime going on. So it's going to be at least two and a half weeks before I'm going to be able to get in to see somebody. So I started just wearing my hair curly because it was looking really puffy down here, and I thought doing my hair straight, because you can see that part of it, and seeing that puffy was kind of really silly. So I started curling my hair, and I'm thinking I just might go back to wearing my hair curly and see what I can find. I'm going to start doing some research and see. Right now I'm kind of wavy, but I've got to get a I've been using a lot of waxy shampoo, and the reason that I use Pantene and those kind of heavy shampoos is because my hair is so coarse and so curly that I prefer to have the wax in my hair, and then I do a clarifying shampoo a couple times a month, and people don't like to use that, but if I go curly I won't be able to use that kind of shampoo anymore. So I know there's a lot of girls out there on YouTube that are going through the curly hair journey. I am actually going to keep my hair short, on the shorter side, because I've done this once before, and I think my mistake was I really like the curls, but as my hair got longer, it got just thicker and bigger because I have very thick, coarse hair. So I'm going to go along the lines of keeping it curly for a while, and then keeping it short. So I think I'm going to get it to maybe just a little longer here, grow this out. Actually, it's going to have more layers in it. I'm going to grow out the undercut a little bit, but it's still going to be short on this side and kind of longer on this side. Let me know what you guys think, if you'd like me to do some videos on what I find and maybe some ways that I wear it. Okay, so, well, that was a lot of information. Again, I showed you my finished whips, my future whips, and the whips that I have right now. I talked about my Weight Watcher personal points. If you guys are interested in me doing videos, I'm going to start doing some videos. I do have to pick up a few pieces of equipment, because my last one, I just had one that I had over my neck, and it was really hard, and I did a lot of things out of camera range. So I'm going to invest in a couple of pieces of equipment that's going to help me be able to do that, so you guys can actually see the recipes as I make them. Again, I've been very successful with Weight Watchers, and I have some favorites that I go to over and over and over again. So if you're a Weight Watcher, it's not just about Weight Watchers. This is going to be about a higher protein, less carb type. I'm kind of leaning towards a more vegetarian. I'm not vegetarian by any means. I do love a good steak, and I love burgers, but they don't sit with me as well as they used to. So I've been going towards more vegetables. I love veggie burgers, homemade. I don't buy store-bought veggie burgers. So if you're interested in those kind of things, watch out for those. It might say Weight Watchers on it, but it's going to be just homemade, good for you, better for you foods. Okay, so I talked about the community cardigan. I'm going to do a video on that and get you more information on Feel Better Friends. I don't have it in front of me, so I'll post some of the links down below, but I will do a video on just that. I want to clear with the people that have donated squares to me, if it's okay if I put them on my channel. Sometimes people don't want you to do things like that, so I've got to be a little bit cautious of that. And then my curly hair. I also have a Cricut. My husband and I are going to start doing some Cricut projects together. So if that's something you'd like to see on here, you can mention that down on the comments as well. I have a lot of things that go on. I do gardening if you want to see gardening. I do, well, basically anything crafty. So let me know again about the things that I've mentioned and anything else that you'd like to see. All right, you guys, have a blessed day, and I will see you again, hopefully at least once a week, and keep you guys in the loop on my progress. All right, have a good day.